Alright everyone, so now we can finally start working on the architecture scene, and I know I said I might actually be making this beginner friendly for you, but I actually tried that in my previous video, and it actually made the video over 20 minutes long, taking too much time explaining stuff. It actually wasted time, and I'm actually scared it might actually get some of you out there a bit impatient and all that. So what I want to do for you guys, I have a beginner series on my channel, so just click on the eye icon to take you there, and then just go through the basics and just understand Blender a bit much before you come back to this, because this course is actually not that difficult. It's not too difficult. I would actually say the difficult part of this architecture visualization is not the visualization, okay? It's actually coming up with the building yourself. That might actually be the difficult part, which actually this building, I didn't come up with the building myself. It's something that the plan I found online, but the whole thing else, I made it myself. So yeah. So if you're a beginner, just take that. My beginner course is nothing bunch. I mean, you don't have to take the whole thing. You can actually take just maybe the first 3 videos to understand the navigation in Blender, and then come back to this and then start working, okay? But you can also watch the previous video, and if you think that is good enough for you to actually start working, you can go ahead and then start working. But I won't be answering any questions in the comments on this video, okay? So if you have any beginners comments, you might want to ask in the beginner series comment section, not here. So yeah, we can get started. Also, if you think that video isn't good enough for you, I'll leave a link in the description to other channels videos like Blender Guru and some other channels who have also made some beginner series, because my beginner series isn't really that I wouldn't say up to par with this, because I was actually a beginner on YouTube back then, okay? Not beginner in Blender, beginner on YouTube back then, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So if you think that video isn't good enough for you to be able to grasp stuff enough for you to start working on this, I'll put a link in the description to Blender Guru's beginner series, and then you can also go to that instead if you want. So yeah, let's get started on this, okay? So I introduced in the previous video an add-on called the Archipack. I'm not going to be using that add-on because I think, to me, it has some limitations, and I pretty much prefer making everything myself and having control over everything myself. So we're going to get started by going over to the top view, but let me just enable this for you guys real quick. So I'm going to go over to the top view by pressing numpad 7, and I'm going to press Shift and A and add in a mesh plane. Alright, so I have the dimensions written on paper based off of my previous building. So I'm just going to open up to that dimension real quick. Yep, there we go. So yeah, so I'm going to go over into edit mode by pressing tab. Let me just hide that by pressing T. I'm going to press S to scale this up. First of all, let me just bring up this overlay. So I'm going to click over here, go down here, and the measurement, I'm going to enable edge length. Alright, so that displays the length of each edge for us. Alright, so you don't want to scale the object. You don't want to scale the mesh in object mode, because if you scale it in object mode, it will still tell you it's 2 meters. Alright, but that is actually not true. It's not true. Sorry about that. How did I even say through? Did you hear me, man? I said through. Christ. Okay, in case you guys are wondering, I don't actually speak like that in real life. But to help you guys understand me better, I try to keep it foreign accent. So yeah, this isn't actually my own accent. I'm actually faking it, if that's what you're guessing. All right, so let's get on with this. Okay, so I'm gonna scale this. I mean, if you scale it in object mode, it's gonna look it's still going to tell you it's 2 meters, but in actual sense it's not 2 meters, okay? It's way well over 2 meters. And if you want to know that, what you want to do, let's apply the scale, okay? Because we scaled it in object mode, let's apply the scale, and I was going to give you the actual what do you call it, the actual length of the edge, and you can see now it moved from 2 to 14. And yeah, that is very important to not scale in object mode. All right, you want to scale in edit mode. So let's go over to the top view. Now this side right here, this edge over here, in my dimension is 11 meters. All right, so I'm going to scale that down to 11 meters, and the edge over here is actually 16.8. So let's press S and then X and scale this up to 16.8, like that. All right, so with that done, we can now start working on the wall. Now the average thickness of a wall is 0.2 meters, but I'm actually working with bricks here, okay? So the wall is going to be a little bit thinner than 0.2 meters. So I kept mine at 1.13 meters. Yeah, 0.13. Maybe I should slow down on talking. Yeah, so 0.13 meters. I'm going to take this edge over here, okay? Go to edge select mode, select that edge. I'm going to press Shift and D to duplicate it, all right? And I'm going to right click to keep it in place. I'm going to press P to separate the selection. Now when I get out of edit mode, we're going to hide this piece over here by right clicking and pressing H to hide it. And now we're going to take that edge, go into edit mode, take everything, go over to the top view, press 5 for orthographic view, that is 2D. And we are going to press E to extrude this, and then press X to extrude it in the X axis, hold down Shift, and then let's pull this out until we have 0.13 meters on the top right there, as you saw it. So I'm going to take everything now. Now the average height of a wall is also 0.13, but if you actually take a look at the image of my my final work, I'm going to show you guys real quick. Let me just open it right here. If you take a look right here, you can see the room, the floor of the room actually is around somewhere here. Okay, the floor of the room is around somewhere here. So the wall height from here to the top is about 2.7 meters, all right? But whatever is below, we haven't added. So let's say whatever is below is about 0.3 meters. So let me say something well over 0.3 or something like that. So I went with a total height of about, what did I go with? Yeah, 3.1. I went with 3.1. So we're going to extrude this in the Z axis, press E, and then Z, extruding the Z axis. Just look at the side over here for the measurement, and we want 3.1. I think it's overlapping, so let me just rotate the view a bit and press G and then Z until I can see this better. And I want to move it up until we have 3.1 like that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. And now we're going to go back into edit mode. So let me just drop this down, or let me just scale it down like this. I'm going to drop it down to there like that. Now let's go into edit mode. I'm going to press Ctrl and R3 here, left click, and then move this all the way over here like this until we have 0.13. I'll just drop that down. Okay, let me left click for now, and let me press G twice again and move this until we have 0.13. Okay, let me move in a bit more. G twice, 0.13. There we go. So like that, I'm going to do the same thing over here. So Ctrl and R, move that all the way here. Let me just zoom into that area, press G twice. I want to move it close to it, 0.13. Let me just zoom in a bit more. 0.13. There we go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do now is to take this face over here and that face. I want to press E and then X, extrude this in the X axis all the way there. And now let's get out of edit mode and press Alt and H to bring that piece over here, right? So let's take this piece, take that piece, go into edit mode. And I'm going to go to vertex select mode, right? So we already have this faces selected. All that we're going to do is to make this the active element. This vertex here, we're going to make the active element by holding down Shift and then right clicking on it. And I'm going to press period and change the pivot point to 3D Kaiser like that. And I'm going to press S. Sorry, is it on 3? No, not 3D Kaiser, sorry. I meant active element. Let me just bring the pivot up. Let me display the pivot for you guys. I think it's around here. No, it's here. Yeah. So I'm just going to display the pivot for you. So it's right there. So pivoting on the active element. So I'm going to press S and then X and then type in 0. And then pivots, it scales it all the way to that point for us. Now let's get out of edit mode and let's hide that again. So I'm going to take this, go back into edit mode. I'm going to press Ctrl and R in here and Ctrl and R3 here. I'm going to take both of them and go over to the top view. I want to press G twice. Now if we press G twice, the one below is going to move as well. So let's just zoom in over here and press G twice. And just note that the one below is also moving. So I'm going to move down here, press G twice. And 0.13 like that. Okay. So what we're going to do next is to take these faces. So go to face select mode, select this face and select that face, press X and choose faces. Now I'm going to select these vertices, select those vertices, select all that vertices, and then press space and then type in bridge. I want to select bridge edge loops to fill in those gaps like that. Alright, so that's the basic step right there. Now what we're going to do next is to actually cut this out to make it look the way we want it to, just like in the image right here. So we're going to cut it out here, cut out the doors as well, and cut out the space for the this pillar or whatever you want to call it over here, this and that. So I have the dimensions for those as well. So let's go into edit mode and let's start doing that. So from here to the starting point of the this edge over here, that is from this end here to this edge here, is about 0.15 meters. Yeah, so 0.15. So let's go into edit mode. All right, so we know here's 0.13. Okay, So if this is 0.13, we have a 1.15 is what I'm trying to say. The whole thing is 1.15, and we have 0.13. So we just have to add in 1.02 to make it 1.15. So let's press Control and R through here. All right, so Control and R, add that in, move it all the way here. Let's move in here some more. Let me just press Control and space for full screen, and I'm going to press G twice. Move this down till we have 1.02 in there. So we have 1.02, and if you take both of them, you can see that is 1.15, just like that. So basic math. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is let me see, from here to there. All right, so from here to there is also, I think it's 1.39. Yeah, so let's go into edit mode, press Control and R through here. Just take a look at the distance. We need 1.3 line, 1.39, not line, and let's move that pretty close, 1.39, like that. So from here to here is 1.39, just like that. And now the main wall itself is I think that is from here all the way to where the this edges, all right, the very end here is about 2.71. So how much do we have here? Let me see. This whole thing is 2.54, so 2.71. We need about I don't know how much that is, so let's just add it in. Let's see, we need 2.71. Let's see how much we have. So basically I'm checking this by pressing F, but after I do that, I actually remove it by pressing Control Z again. Okay, so I'm just pressing F to check the distance, and then Control Z, because it can check the distance between two vertices if there are vertices in between them. So I'm just going to press F to check distance, which is 2.71. So I'm just going to move that a bit more, and let's check that again. 2.76. We need 71. So let's drop that by 5. So we're gonna go 39. Sorry, like that. Wait, is that it? Let me see. Let's check again. F. Okay. 5 more. So let's just press G twice. Move that down to 0.8. Wait, hold up. Yeah, so let's drop it to 4. Let's take a look at that. Oh, am I moving it too slow? Okay, let me just drop the whole thing down to 2. Let's take a look. 2.74. Let me go down a bit more. How much is that distance? I think it's 0.1 something. Let me go with let's try again. F. 2.7. Alright. So the one will come from, let me see, this. I'm just moving. I'm sorry this is taking too long, but I have to do this, get the dimensions right. I mean, you just skip it. Alright, 2.71. There we go. Alright, I should just stop talking. Alright, so let's move on now. What I'm going to do is the distance, now the whole thickness of this wall is, not this wall, this whole chunk of extruded cube over here is about 1.63 meters. So I'm going to press Control and R through here. Move this down until we have 1.6. Is it 1.6? Yeah, 1.63. So 1.63 over here. I'm going to press Control and R through here. Press X and delete those vertices. Alright. So I'm going to press Alt, select all this, press F. Alt, select all this, press F. Alright. So that's the division we have going on. Now the second one. Now first off, let's take a look at the distance. Yes, 3.87. Okay, so let's add in an edge loop by pressing Control and R. Drop this down until we have 3.87. Like this. 3.87. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is add in another loop cut for this piece of chunk over here. That is this wall over here. So Control and R. And 2.15. That is about 2.15. So 2.15. I'm going to press Control and R through here. Delete those vertices. Nice. So press F and press F to fill those areas. Now, I'm pretty much going to end the first video here. Let me just save this file real quick as ArchViz tutorial. So yeah, I have that saved up. Just press Control S to save and then type in the name down there, and then it saves it for you. Now every time you press Control and S, it saves it up for you. Alright, so that is pretty much where I'm going to end it for now. Or you know what, let's get out this hole over here. Let's cut this hole out. Okay, so let's see the that hole. You know what, let's do that in the next video. So I'll see you guys in the next video.